Hi guys, so today I thought it would be fun to share my Ready Blush collection with you all. These are the blushes by Bare Escentuals, part of their Ready collection, so they are solid and in the compact. The reason why I wanted to do this video is because I get asked a lot of times in my pictures what blushes I'm wearing, and almost 90% of the time they are my Ready blushes because they are my favorite blushes. I prefer the Bare Minerals Ready blushes over the Bare Minerals loose blushes just because I think these stay on longer and I just think they look a lot more natural on your skin tone. So I have 6 Ready blushes, and I'm also going to throw in my Ready bronzers and luminizers so you guys can check those out because all of these things should still be available. They are part of the permanent collection except for 2 things. So if you guys are interested in seeing my Ready blush collection, then just keep on watching. Okay, so first I want to start out with my absolute favorite blush. I'm actually wearing it today and I'll post screenshots and close-ups here in a second. Is the Whisper by Bare Escentuals, and this is a perfect, what I would describe as like a nude blush. So this is what it looks like. It has it does have a little bit of a pinky undertone, but I gravitate more towards nude blushes or brown based blushes or orange based blushes because I'm just not a huge pink person, and I just think that this color is absolutely perfect if you have fair skin. Number one, it's a super light blush, so most people I recommend this blush to are people that have really fair to light skin, just because it just gives you a really a natural flush of color rather than, you know, making your cheeks look super pink. But people with medium skin tones can still wear this. It's about whenever you start getting into the tan family when this just really doesn't show up. But as you can see, it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous nude blush. It does have, like I said, a little bit of a pink undertone, but this is my everyday blush, and this is the one that I always keep on hand, and I just think it looks good with any look. The Confession is probably my second favorite blush. I'm probably just going to go by my favorites, like my first favorite to my least favorite. But the Confession is more of an orange based blush. Like I previously said, I tend to gravitate more towards nudes, more orange or more brown blushes. And this one, as you can see, is a little bit deeper than the Whisper. It's very similar to the Whisper. It just has, like I said, it's a little bit darker and it does have more of that orange hue to it. So if you're not a huge fan of orange undertone blushes, this one probably isn't going to be your favorite, but I absolutely love this. This was like hands down my favorite blush to go to in the fall time, just because obviously autumn colors, more of like orange hues. So this is definitely a beautiful color for more of like the fall months, and this is another blush that hands down will definitely go with anything unless it's something that you're wearing that is really vibrant, like pinks, super bright pinks or pastels. This is just a really good neutral blush to have on hand for every day. Okay, and the next blush is actually the first Ready blush that I bought from the Ready collection whenever they first came out with the blushes, which was over a year ago. And whenever I saw this color, I absolutely fell in love with it. And it is called the Aphrodisiac by Bare Escentuals. And this is more of a coral blush. So this definitely has some shimmer in it. It's going to show up a little bit darker in the viewfinder because it is a little bit darker outside. It's been raining all day, but this color is actually pretty comparable to NARS's Orgasm. I've had numerous people come in and say how it's very similar to that. It swatches very sheer, kind of like the NARS Orgasm does. It's not as luminous as the NARS blush is, but it definitely does have that coral peachy undertone. So this one is like my favorite blush for summertime. I just think it gives you such a really pretty fresh look on your cheeks, and it does have a little bit of shimmer in it. The past 2 blushes that I just talked about, they did not have shimmer in it. However, you really can't see the shimmer in this. Like I said, it's not very luminous. But yeah, I definitely recommend this color. It's gorgeous on tan skin, medium to tan skin. It's pretty on fair skin too, but I've kind of been gravitating, like I said, more towards my nude blushes for wintertime. This one just, you know, It's a little bit too peachy for me, but I always love wearing it in the summertime because I just think it makes my skin look so glowy and pretty. So yeah, this is definitely a really, really pretty summer blush. Okay, and this next blush is actually one of Bare Escentuals' best-selling ready blushes. Whenever we get the inventory in at my store, Bare Escentuals will send us, you know, pamphlets or signs to hang out by the ready blushes or whatever other products we get in, indicating what the best sellers are. And this one has been a bestseller ever since it came out. I will say it's not my favorite. I do not wear this every single day, but occasionally whenever I want a little bit more of like a pink undertone, I will go to this. But this is called the One, and as you can see, it's pretty much like a classic pink blush. It's not too deep of a pink, it's not too bright, it's just kind of a perfect neutral pink. And as I've mentioned, probably these last three blushes I've mentioned, I've said they go with anything, but there are a couple that really don't go with everything. But this one, I would consider it as one that, you know, kind of matches up with everything. Definitely wasn't my favorite for the fall time, but it's definitely a really nice just pink undertone. So if you're more of like a neutral pink person, then this one's definitely going to be for you. Okay, so this next blush is actually one that I gravitate towards whenever I'm feeling a little bit more adventurous with my blush, and this one is called the Tease. It is a pink blush with a purple undertone to it, definitely. I don't know if you can, I think it's picking up pretty well in the viewfinder, but it definitely has more of a blue to purple undertone to it, more of like a blue pink. And I don't know why I like this one so much. I just think it's for me to not be a pink person. I don't know why I gravitate more towards this one, but it's definitely does have more of a blue undertone to it. This is one that definitely is not going to go with everything, so you know, whenever you're wearing more cooler tones, I would probably say this one's going to go better because it does have the bluish purple undertone. But I definitely like this one. I don't know why, but it's definitely pretty. It's almost like a bubblegum pink when you put it on, but still kind of with more of that blue undertone. So definitely like this one, and this one was called the Tease. Okay, and my last blush is probably my least favorite one. Don't really know what I was thinking when I got this because I never wear this one, and it is called the Faux Pas by Bare Escentuals. Super bright pink. I mean, it definitely doesn't swatch this bright, but it is a really, really bright pink. So if you are a bright pink person, this one is definitely going to be probably your number 2 pick, because there's also one called the French Kiss that is deeper than this, but they're both very, very vibrant blushes. So if you're a super, super hot pink lover, then I would definitely go for the Faux Pas. I just kind of got on this kick for a while whenever I was wearing like these really bright pink blushes, and I guess that's why I decided to get this one. But definitely I rarely reach for this one. I probably have not used this in like 6 months. So this is a super, it's very pretty though. If you have a darker skin tone, this one is definitely very pretty. It gives you a nice flush of color. But just with my skin being super, super fair, it kind of makes me look like a clown. You have to be super careful with it. So yeah, really, really bright blush. Okay, so those were all of my blushes from the Ready collection, and now I'm going to share with you the 2 bronzers that I have. These are the lightest bronzer and then the medium tone bronzer that Bare Escentuals offers. So the first one is the one that I gravitate more towards, seeing that I have really fair skin, and it is called the Skinny Dip, and it is a really light bronzer. Whoa, it doesn't look light in the viewfinder. I'm just going to have to do a better swatch or close-up of this because in the viewfinder right now to me it looks super dark. It's a really, really light bronzer, and it does have a bit of like more of like an orange undertone, but I will say it doesn't make you look like Snooki or anything. But the Skinny Dip definitely does have more of like an orangey undertone to it. But for some reason I feel like it still works with my skin, and it doesn't really make me look orange. I mean, this isn't my favorite bronzer by any means, but it's just the one that, you know, I keep in my makeup bag and that I always have on me. This has lasted me forever. As you can tell, I really haven't even hit pan on it. There's a little dent in it, and I've had it ever since it came out. Probably the first day that it came out, I've had this. So these bronzers definitely last you a long time, and if you're more of a fair complexion, I would definitely recommend the Skinny Dip. Okay, so the next bronzer is one that I strictly use for the summertime, and I have barely used it because I'm not even really that dark in the summertime, and it is the medium shade bronzer by Bare Escentuals. There's 3 different shades, and this is the medium one. It's called the High Dive. As you can see, it pretty much looks brand new because it does not take much of this. I would consider this a really dark bronzer. I mean, even for people with medium to tan skin tones, this is still a very dark bronzer. And to be honest with you, the last bronzer that is supposed to be the darkest, I feel like this one kind of is a little bit darker than it. There is the Skinny Dip, the High Dive, and the Deep End. And the Deep End is of course the darkest one. But the High Dive is supposed to be the medium shade, and I just feel like it's super dark. I don't know why, but even whenever I use it on like medium skin tone people at work, it still kind of is a little bit dark. So most of the time I stick with the Skinny Dip. But yeah, I like using this one in the summertime whenever I have, you know, a little bit more of a glow to my skin, a little bit more color. The High Dive is definitely good to contour with, especially if you have a medium to tan skin tone. Definitely good to contour with. That's one thing I will say that is great about this one. It's a wonderful contouring blush. And these aren't, I mean, they don't really have shimmer in them. Well, this one does. I don't know. I work for Bare Escentuals and I don't know crap. I should know this by now, but I don't know. My Skinny Dip bronzer really doesn't look like it has shimmer to it. But now that I'm looking at the High Dive, there looks like there might be some flexes of shimmer in it, but they don't really, I mean, the bronzer doesn't show up shimmery on your face. It's not like a Wet n Wild shimmery bronzer. But yeah, now I see some shimmery flexes in there. Never noticed that. But for the most part, it does show up pretty matte. So yeah, this is a good medium shade bronzer to have in the summertime. Okay, and the last 2 products are actually limited edition, and I know this this is going to be entitled Ready Blush Collection, and these aren't even blushes, and the bronzers aren't blushes, but whatever. I'm just going to throw these in there as well. These are the limited edition holiday luminizers, and there's 2 colors. I have both of them. The Love Affair, of course, I have mentioned in a lot of my videos. It's the peachier undertone one. It has more of like a pink, peachy undertone to it. Super pretty. I have a little bit on today. I don't know if you can see it right there. So if you wear more of like the cool tone foundations, like medium, fairly medium, anything with a C on it, this one will definitely go well with your foundation. And the next one is called the Shining Moment, and this is more of a gold undertone highlighter. As you can see, very gold, very pretty. It's not my favorite, I will say. I gravitate more towards the cool undertone foundations. Even though I don't have any pink in my skin, I don't have any cool tones in my skin whatsoever, I just really like the cool tone foundations and more of like the pinkier undertones. So the gold definitely wasn't my favorite. But this one would definitely go well if you do wear like light foundation, if you wear golden medium, anything with that golden undertone to it, this one definitely goes well with, and also neutral undertones. So like medium beige, fairly light, you know, anything with a neutral to warm undertone to it. So yeah, that is the Shining Moment. Okay guys, so that is pretty much it for my blush slash bronzer slash luminizer ready collection by Bare Escentuals. I know this was supposed to just be a blush kind of video, but what the heck, I just decided to throw these in there in case you were interested. So I hope this helped you out in some way if you don't have a Bare Escentuals store near you, or if you've been kind of looking into some of these blushes. I hope the swatches kind of helped you out a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.